Currently, band students at Central are at risk for losing PE credits for being in band. The Central School District is proposing to change the current program to require 9th and 10th grade band students to attend a PE class for a few minutes every morning, which would cut into band rehearsal time. Even though this proposed change would only take up a portion of the class time, it unnecessarily puts the quality of the band performance at risk.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yes, I would say that band is physically demanding.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, because I mean, some of the parades are pretty long, so.
Yes, especially during the summer and during fall where it's humid and hot and you sweat a lot.
Especially during summer, man, when we're conditioning the lower classmen.
We have our dances where it's still physically demanding. There's some difficult dances we have. There's, we're always marching in the mornings, especially in humid weather.
First semester is always the most demanding, but second semester, even though we're not marching, there's still a lot of things going on. Drumline still has a lot of things going on. Like there's still other events where we still have to march, we still have to shuffle, we still have to do all the dances that we learned first semester. And during the summer when you're auditioning, it's a lot of, we're in the heat, we're practicing marching, learning all types of different things. Just all of everything just comes into play.
We do like marching back and forth in the gym, which gets humid because of all the people that are in there, and you're basically walking all the time. You have to hold your instrument straight and your arms get sore. You start getting a good amount of biceps and triceps. When we have to shuffle, that's when your legs start hurting, especially if you're not used to it.
Oh, dude, conditioning's horrible. I don't want to think about conditioning.
When we mess up, we usually condition, whereas in sectionals, where if we know that we need some discipline, we would do what our conditioning days in the week, where we run, we do squats, we just do some sort of exercise to keep us going, to be more disciplined, to have that attitude we need in the band.
With the drum section, the percussion section, conditioning is always when somebody messes up, whether it's playing, whether they're at attention and they move too much, or like something happens where they're marching and they mess up, or they play something wrong, or they mess up, they drop their stick or something like that usually.
We do push-ups and sit-ups.
We'll run speed squats and stuff.
Wall sits.
Yeah, that's
Squats, sit-ups, push-ups, wall sits, V-ups, up-downs, burpees, everything.
I interviewed students about their experiences in both band and PE to see how the physical activity in each compares.
We get about 50 minutes a day in PE.
We march every morning, 0 on the first period. That's at least more than 1.5 hours.
Some of the students struggle managing their time between band and other mandated activities.
My sophomore year of high school, I had PE first block from like 7 o'clock to 9:30, and then directly after I had to go up to the gymnasium for a gym right afterwards. So by midday I was pretty tired and it was really hard to concentrate in my other classes.
He hopes that in the future, the students can not just get trophies, but graduation credit too.
We usually start off with like warm-ups, like push-ups, sit-ups, and then we just do our like little activity, say if it's soccer or basketball, running, whatever. And sometimes we even have free days where people get to be in the gym and play basketball, or they can just sit down and whatnot.
Like, yeah, we would play sports and stuff, but some people, they didn't even do anything. Some people, they just stood around, didn't really play. Oh, we're playing tennis? Oh, okay, I'll just hit it once and then that looks like I'm doing something. Or I'll walk around the track instead of running. Or, when we're playing basketball, I'll pretend. And
you can like easily fake PE if you can, if you don't make it noticeable. Like if you like somewhat try, then yeah, they won't mark you down as points.
Well, in PE you can walk the mile if you want. You don't have to do anything.
Exactly, but in band, they actually make sure you do what you're supposed to be doing.
PE, I felt like PE was like a hangout class. We didn't even like really do much every day. I was in PE, I was like always doing something. When we ran the mile, I would run an extra one, but that's just me. But there was half of the class was like that and half of the class wasn't like that.
There's not really a bunch of physical discipline in PE, but sometimes when a PE teacher is like on his or her bad day, then yeah, I guess it's a little more strict, but not really.
The band recently took a trip to New Orleans for Mardi Gras in February of this year. Band students were required to march, carry, and play their instruments for 2 parades, which were 6 and 8 miles long. To prepare for this trip, participating band members practiced 2 times a week for 2 to 3 hours. Practicing for New Orleans.
Well, it was in the evening, so it was kind of similar to what we would be marching in. It's just here it was a little hotter, but they were pretty not too long. So we got a taste of what it would be like, but it was nothing to what it actually was.
New Orleans was fun. It was pretty crazy. The parades were insanely long.
We weren't just marching for 8-10 miles. We were physically playing, constantly we were playing.
Like, I don't think anyone else in the Imperial Valley has marched for 7 miles, 6, 7 miles. It's just, you're just tired. I mean, your shoes aren't comfortable, you're sweating, you have to move around with your uniform because it's stuck to your skin. You still have to keep your instrument up, you still have to have, that good tone quality. You have your like liter of water in your bag, but still that's not enough. I mean, you're marching for 7 miles. What was that, 4 hours? And you have to play. I mean, your lips are dead. It's crazy.
It was tiring in a way, but not as much as like other parades because the energy is just, it's so much different over there. Everybody's cheering all the time. Your adrenaline's pumping like never before.
Like the ones here in the valley they're nothing compared to that.
It was pretty hard because it's usually 2 of us for quads, but since it was only me, I had to play like louder, and I couldn't stop, and I had to shuffle with the quads, and
Literally half of the time I felt like dead. Like I felt like I wasn't even like fully aware of like anything. And people ask me all the time, "Whoa, what did you see? Like, did you see a bunch of cool stuff?" And like, I don't know. I just was looking forward, trying not to, mess up and trying not to faint.
So how much do you think your instrument weighs?
My instrument weighs about 5 to 8 pounds.
I'd say it weighs about 6-7 pounds.
Maybe like 15-20 pounds.
About like 20-25 pounds probably.
Like 20
to 25 pounds.
20 to 25 pounds around there.
Some may think that band is easy, but due to the hard work involved and the physical strain on your body, anything can happen.
Yeah, one time we were marching out and there was this big, I don't know what, tarp thing, and then I didn't see because I can't see over my drum, and then I tried to go over it and it just didn't work, and then I just fell, and then my drum just went into my leg and couldn't walk. Yeah.
Sometimes like your shoulder starts like hurting like crazy. Sometimes like your arm's just gonna fall off. But sometimes you feel good.
Yeah, I've had pretty much the same thing. Just a lot of blisters. A lot of times my shoulders start like aching really bad. Sometimes from the harness and the drum. Sometimes, especially, during parades and stuff. And then it's hot here, so it sucks even more because it's hot, and then your shoulders are like, and you just feel like you want to just drop everything.
Just like a bunch of blisters on my hands because I have to go so fast, so it's like, it hurts sometimes.
I always hit myself on the rims and the head. Whenever I swing, I hit myself.
Mainly they've been mainly from shuffling, like, you know, when people need to go down all the way to the ground. I've slammed my knee several times, and I've been smacked by a trombone a couple of times on the shoulder when shuffling because we were so close to each other.
I've been hit with batons by drums, and almost every parade, you know, for marching a long time, I get blisters on my feet, especially in New Orleans, 10-mile parades and whatnot. Well, calluses are just kind of a regular thing of playing, and like when you're shuffling, you can hit the ground pretty hard, and it can like hurt sometimes, and it's really tiring too, actually, to you know, march like whatever 10 miles.
If you're playing bass, the harness has things that poke out from the bottom, and when you march and when you shuffle, it like hits your thighs a lot and just leaves you a ton of bruises on your thighs, and they hurt a lot.
I pinched myself on my arms and on my stomach, and I get blisters on my fingers and hit my fingers on the rims of the drums. It's not fun.
Last year, when I played cymbals, a lot of times when you crash the cymbal, like it pinches your arm a lot right here. And if you pop the cymbal, it turns kind of inside out. So when you crash, like the rim of the cymbal hits your wrist and leaves like a ton of bruises. And you can't fix it because you're marching and everything.
How would you feel if the PE credits were taken away from us as band students?
The PE credits are important to the band as a whole because it gives us the extra rehearsal time, and that would impact the program quite a bit if we didn't have that extra time. And because we're out there for the 2 hours, you get plenty of physical activity. So I think you guys still deserve to get the PE credits.
A Missouri House committee today turned down a proposal that would have given students taking high school marching band a physical education credit.
KOMU 8's Peter Fleischer found a band director who says it's about time his students get the credit they deserve.
You know, you start putting 5 or 6 drums, for instance, like a quad set or a quint set, out in front of a person, and you put all that weight on their pelvic area.
Hinman is passionate about getting the members of his marching band physical education credit for the hours they put in,
where they can apply it to maybe something that's even more academically challenging, to me, seems to make sense.
So how do you feel about what they're trying to do next year?
Well, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to accommodate and make both schools in the district have the same program, but our program's been this way for the past probably 60 years, and it would be a shame that we would lose it now just because the teachers don't have the same credentials at the 2 sites.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Just that we have a compromise figured out, and I'm hoping that it will work out, but I'm very aware of what's going on, and I will make sure that I fight to keep the program the same.